The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Vasiliy Lomachenko. Now, we all know he was once, not too long ago, viewed as the number one by some pound for pound fighter in the sport. He lost to Teofimo Lopez. It's looking like Teofimo Lopez is going to fight ferocious Kambosos for a mandatory. And so it's looking like Vasiliy Lomachenko will not get that rematch. So if Vasiliy Lomachenko doesn't get the rematch with Teofimo Lopez, who should he fight next? Who should he fight next in 2021? Who do you want to see him in the ring with? I'm going to turn it over to Trill Dollar Bill.
You know, it's so funny, right? I haven't heard no real fight talk coming from Lomachenko on that side. I was just thinking, this is not going to happen, but I was just thinking, say if we never see Lomachenko again. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but I'm just saying, say if we never see him again. I was thinking of the Prince, Nassim. After he lost to Barrera and that invincibility and everything was gone, we never seen him again.
I saw him again, but I didn't recognize him.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't see him again in the ring. You know what I'm saying?
So that's Prince. Respectfully.
Yeah. So I was just thinking one time, I was like, yo, you think he gonna pull a Prince? You know what I'm saying? But I was like, maybe not. Maybe not. If he goes in there, it's gonna probably be against a lesser name or somebody we don't know the next fight coming up. Or somebody that's not one of the guys that we want to see him in there with. I think that Lomachenko is going to stay away from 135 if he does. I think maybe he realized that maybe 135 might be a little too much for him. I don't know, but Loma, he got some options. Any of these guys want to fight Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? He has options. He has the name. Anybody, Devin Haney's there, Tank's there. They'll jump at the opportunity to fight a Lomachenko, but is Lomachenko going to get in with one of these guys? I don't think so. I don't know. We got to see. We got to see. But that's my take on Lomachenko. I just want to hear him, announce something, say something, That's it. This is my take.
All right, Spirit G.
I mean, I want him to take the Devin Haney fight, but is he going to take it? No. Why? Because he's going to duck. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm just going to be honest. Like, he ain't going to take that fight. I actually agree with Trill, actually. I don't really see him staying at 135. I think he's like, yo, these dudes are just too much, So I can see him going down to 130, which he should. Or, hold on. I got a name. And this will be a good fight. And I think it might even be a pay-per-view fight. He should probably fight Mikey Garcia. You know what I'm saying? Because Mikey was the Lomachenko of 135, before Lomachenko. So, Lomachenko inherited all his belts. So I think, and at the time, back in the day, Mikey was always arguably in the top of the pound for pound list. So I think it'd be a good fight. I think it's a lot safer for Lomachenko to fight a smaller guy like Mikey than to say a T.O. again, or even like a Tank or Rolly or something like, you know what I mean? Like, fight a guy that doesn't have as much power but still has a good name. People will respect you for taking that fight, and they can possibly make that into a pay-per-view matchup and everything. So yeah, I would say Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia is a safe bet for Lomachenko. But if not, logically, this is what I would say logically. If I was Lomachenko's team, right, I would say, hey, if we can't get the Teofimo fight, I would actually petition to get the Rolly fight. And here's why. Because at least Rolly does have a similar enough style to Teofimo. So that way it's good work for Loma. So that way in the next go around with Teofimo, he'll be kind of used to a guy that's a power hitter and stuff like that. Now they don't fight exactly the same. I'm not
He
saying
gonna dust Rolly.
yeah, but it's like I think he needs somebody to boost his
A
confidence.
showcase.
You know what I mean? So put him in there with a guy that's a heavy hitter at 135. Get his confidence back up. You know what I mean? Because I don't think he belongs in there anymore now with Ryan Garcia or with a Tank. I think these guys are too dangerous for Lomachenko right now.
But
So,
you think you put him in there with a Mikey? Because Mikey can't make no 135.
that's
So
why.
he would have to fight a Mikey at a.
Not even. Yo, long as the bag is good enough.
But Mikey, I know right now too. I wanted to add, not to cut you off. Mikey's in. I think they're trying to make the Devin and Mikey Garcia fight right now. I heard them talking about that, trying to make that fight happen. I know Devin said that on Twitter, and Mikey responded in the interview like, you know, you got a boss, so have your boss call me. Eddie got my number.
Disrespect though, because that's a good fight. You know what I mean? But I just don't think Lomachenko, just like when Lomachenko gave up the WBC belt because he knew he had to fight Devin. He's not gonna fight Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? I think he respects the skill set that Devin Haney provides. So I don't think he's gonna take that matchup. So I think, you know, he's probably gonna go after a Rolly, you know what I'm saying? Or he's just gonna go down to 130.
All right, Ned.
Man, Loma, go get you a strap. You hear me? Like, listen.
Cuz.
You know, Devin and Tank, they got the belt. They got other belts, so you can fight one of them. And I just read something recently. He said Loma saying he back from the Matrix. He's ready to roll. So if you were really want people, we not really. Well, you losing a lot of respect from your fans, from the boxing. Like you was the top dog, and now, you know, you let that young boy beat you up. So, well, you let him take your belt. So now I say go on a headhunting mission. If you really call yourself Neo from the Matrix, go on a headhunting mission. Take out Tank, take out Haney, and then go get your stats back, and then declare your dominance, man.
You know,
huh?
Easy. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, if you talking, if you like, yo, I'm back, I'm ready, lock and load, I'm ready to take heads off. Go for it, yo. Go show you. Go regain our respect. But right now, it's I don't know who can fight, yo. That's the only two I want to see him fight. It's Tank and Haney. You saying Mikey Garcia?
You don't want to see him with Ryan Garcia?
Ryan's about to fight Pac-Man. That's why. I would say Ryan too, but Ryan about to go fight Pac-Man.
Oh, got you. Because I would want to see any of them guys.
I gotta fight for Lomachenko, but I don't know if he's going to take it. But he does have options now that when I was thinking about it at 130. There is Heron. Heron is with ESPN, and I'm sure Bob would throw him, and he got the WBO belt. So
Heron got to fight though.
Well, I'm talking about after this. If he can get past this next fight, you know what I'm saying? He got Heron in there, and he also has Shakur Stevenson, who has moved up to 130.
He's not gonna take that.
But you know, he said he might not take. He don't want to take that fight. But I know Stevenson wants that fight. There's a lot of young fighters who would take that fight.
Yeah, Stevenson on ESPN, so that shouldn't be hard to make either.
Yeah.
I don't think the sky's falling on Vasiliy Lomachenko. So, I mean, I don't think he's looking to move down to 130. If he moves down to 130, to me, I'd be shocked and I'd be disappointed. He lost to Teofimo Lopez. There's no doubt about it. I scored a fight for Teofimo Lopez. I watched the fight. I thought Teofimo Lopez won. I thought it was a phenomenal performance. But Vasiliy Lomachenko started late. He really did. And I'm not saying he gave away rounds, but what I'm saying is it didn't seem like he was willing to engage early. And once he was down, and he started to get inside and he started to land some good shots. Now, there's a lot that factors in. Maybe T.O. was too strong early on in the fight, and if he did that, he would have ran the risk of getting seriously hurt. But sometimes, you know what they say, no risk, no reward. But watching that fight, you know, if it was anyone, any champion, exclude it being or remove it being Vasiliy Lomachenko, any champion who walked in with all the belts that Vasiliy Lomachenko walked into the fight with the status that Vasiliy Lomachenko walked into the fight with, had the same performance, I would be saying they deserve a rematch. I believe Vasiliy Lomachenko deserves a rematch. Now, Teofimo Lopez is going to go fight a mandatory. That's cool with me because you have to fight mandatories. You want to keep the belts together. But I think Vasiliy Lomachenko deserves a rematch. And everyone's saying that, oh, he shouldn't fight Vasily and whatever. It's because you like Teo, right? But let's say hypothetically, someone you liked, like Terrence Crawford, lost his belt to Earl Spence in a close fight like that, the same way. And Spence was like, I'm not giving him another fight. You be crying saying he's a punk. You be crying saying that your boy deserves a rematch. See, this is what I'm talking about, the hypocrisy in boxing where people lose all objectivity. It's all who I like. Objectively, Vasiliy Lomachenko deserves a rematch. He was getting blown out in the first half of the fight. I was like, what the hell am I watching? This dude was overrated. And you even heard Teofimo Lopez dad say, it's a blowout. It's a blowout. He probably should have shut his mouth because from that point on, he woke Sleeping Dragon. You know what I'm saying? And then Vasily came out there and started banging. And then on my scorecard, the 12th round decided it, but Vasily could have got a draw. So I look like a damn fool sitting here today saying that Vasily don't deserve a rematch. Everyone saying Vasily don't deserve a rematch. It's because you don't like Vasily. That's why you're saying he don't deserve a rematch. It's because you like Teo. You wanted Teo to win. Your boy won. Take the bag and run. Take the belts and run. That's how you feel. It's not how I feel.
Lomachenko definitely deserves a rematch if he really wanted that rematch.
I believe he wants the rematch, but Kambosos is the mandatory challenger for, I think, the WBA. So Teo got to fight him.
Yeah, he has to. There was I feel like a Lomachenko would have a clause, like a rematch clause.
There was no rematch clause in that fight. Everyone knew
it. That's right. He was there. I remember that wasn't no rematch clause. But I feel the powers that be, Lomachenko being the star, I feel like that should have been a push for him to get that rematch. If anything, if he really wanted that rematch.
Well, Teo saying he wasn't going to give him a rematch from the jump.
Yeah,
and people were okay with it. And that's the point I'm making. People are okay with Teo not giving Vasily a rematch.
No. I was okay with him getting a rematch, but I thought that Teofimo Lopez should definitely get the lion's share as far as money was concerned.
100%. He won the fight.
Listen, yeah, I think if Teo wants to give him the rematch, Teo has to be the A side. But I understand why Teo is like, I'm not fighting him, because Lomachenko said it himself. I'm not giving this guy a rematch. Loma was so confident that he was going to beat this dude that he was like, there's going to be no rematch. So now that you said all of that, and then Teo won, what is Teo supposed to say? Like, yeah, I'm going to give you a rematch after you just disrespect.
Yeah, I thought I heard something. I thought it was something to do with money.
Well, once again, looking at it from an objective standpoint, right? Vasily was coming in there ranked number 1 pound for pound by the ESPN rankings, right? He was coming in there with all the belts. He was coming in there with all the status, right? So if he would have beaten Teofimo Lopez, it would have been an honor just to give Teo the shot, because he gave Teo the chance to dethrone him, right? He was the one who had the most to lose. He could have picked anyone. He picked Teo. You understand? So it's just like Teo right now. If Teo was going to fight Devin Haney and Teo was like, yo, Devin, listen, I'm the one with all the belts. I'm the one with all the acclaim. I'm the one with the fame. Like, I get a rematch, you don't. That's the way this is going to work. Devin's going to have to suck it up and take that. So Vasily's like,
rematch, you don't. Loma was saying no rematches at all, and he lost. You know what I'm saying?
I understand that. But what I'm getting at, let's say the same thing happens right now with Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford. They go, yo, winner takes all, no rematches. And it was the same type of fight where it was that close. Everyone's going to want to see a rematch. And the winner of that fight, let's say if it was Earl Spence, and Earl Spence goes, nope, I'm not giving him a rematch. There was no rematch, whatever. Everyone's going to be
I agree with that.
No, I agree with you on that. I think that Lomachenko, if he wanted to rematch, he deserves a rematch. But if it's not, Lomachenko, I think, should go to 130. I think we shown that 135, he's getting dropped by Linares. I'm thinking that it seems to me that it has been a little difficult for him at 135. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's not supposed to be easy, right?
None of these guys at 135 are really 135ers. All of them are gonna move up, but Loma. You know what I'm saying? Loma.
And there's a Tank fight at 135. Tank still, he's fighting, 35, 130.
The only one that's really like a 135. These other dudes, man, belong in the welterweight division. Lomachenko ain't stupid. He know these dudes.
For me, I'm not gonna give Loma that pass. See, this is where I feel like it would be giving Loma a pass. This is where I'm being objective. Loma presented himself as the best pound for pound. They rated him as the best pound for pound.
Franchise,
I'm going to 135. So now that he went to 135 and he beat Linares and he beat Luke Campbell and he beat good fighters, and so now he lost to Tio, I'm not going to give him a pass like, okay, go back down because you've been having a hard time. No, he got you. Go get him back. That's what I want to see. Because you're the one who said that you could campaign at 135. Like I said, I'm all objective here. Like and it wasn't like you got washed. You got washed the first half of the fight. But then you came back the second half. So for me, it's like make some adjustments, actually come to fight early. Don't think this kid's going to gas out because he's not. You got to go take it from him. And so that's what it is. T.O. took the belt from the champion. No doubt about it. He took the belt from the champion. But I think when you look at the status, when you look at everything, Vasiliy deserves a rematch. But
I would love to see a rematch. I would love to see.
I get what you're saying, Trills. The ideal thing for him to do would be to move back down. But since he was hyped up to be this guy, since he took all that praise, since he went up and took on that challenge, now when you lose a close fight, I don't want to see you go just like Deontay.
Yeah. You don't want to see him put his leg between his legs and hide.
Yeah, I don't want to see Wilder go to the bridge of the vision now that he lost to Tyson Fury. No, I want to see you go get your belt back. I want to see you fight some of the elite fighters. So like I said, I'm not giving Wilder that excuse. I'm not giving Vasiliy that excuse. I'm objective across the board. Everyone's held to the same standard with me, whether I like you or not. That's just the way it is. So I don't want to see him run. You went to this division. You were high tech. You were Mr. Footwork. You were fancy feet. You were the best boxer. You were the number one pound for pound. You lost one fight. Now you want to run? To me, that'll be a problem. Even Chocolatito's making his way back right now. Number one, they knocked Chocolatito off, and now Chocolatito's coming back for the rematch. You know what I'm saying? So that's that do what Chocolatito did. You know what I'm saying? Chocolatito's getting his respect back. He's going for it again. He worked his behind off to go for it again. That's what I want to see from Vasiliy Lomachenko. But who should he fight? Devin, obviously. But will that happen? He did give up franchise. But remember, when he did give up the belt to become franchise, but when he gave up the belt to become franchise, he was undefeated. He was being hunted. He's now the hunter. Does that change his mindset? Is he willing to fight Devin? If he's not willing to fight Devin, there is Javante out there, and there is the WBA regular. But the difference is Devin has the actual WBC. If Vasiliy can actually get his hands on that WBC, he'll have the argument that says like, yo, I got the last real belt. So now do the rematch, get the franchise belt and the real WBC belt, and let's make it clear who's really undisputed. Now this fight, there's no debate. This is real undisputed, and I deserve a rematch anyway. So I feel like Devin will be the route to go. But if he can't get Devin, if he can't get Tank, then Rolly, I think Rolly would just be to beat that boy up. Like, for real. Why?
That would be horrible.
Why do that? Why do that to Rolly? So, but if you can't get those guys, I think a nice little tune-up in between would be Javier Fortuna, and then try to get that fight with Tio. That's what I think.
Hold on, I got a question, fellas. Has Bob spoken about Tio Fimo and Lomachenko doing a rematch?
He said he won't force it if Tio doesn't want it. That's the last thing I saw.
Loma ain't answering his calls right now.
Loma,
he might pull a Prince.
Ball back.
He might pull a Prince. I'm trying to tell you, he might pull a Prince. I don't know. What do y'all think Lomachenko should do? Let us know in the comment section. Please like and subscribe, and check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. I'm Trill Dollar Bill. That's Kaden. That's Slippery G, and that's Ned the TBE. And we are the Boxer Bros. Thank you for rocking with us.
I'm gonna get your ball back.